thank you for arranging this sort of meeting. I never attended this kind of session before, and I don't think I've even heard about it. So I think it's for special issues in particular. I think it's a really good idea. Thank you for the initiative. I will give a short presentation of this article that we call the Triple Challenge: Students' Identification, Interpretation and Use of Individualized Automated Feedback in Learning to Write English as a Foreign Language. The background for this project that these data are based on is the AI for All, or Artificial Intelligence for Assessment for Learning project, which was funded by the Norwegian Research Council. And the background for the project is that we know that formative assessment or feedback is productive for fostering learning. At the same time, we know that there are challenges when we try to implement this kind of feedback in classrooms. We know that when students and teachers or students are writing longer texts, it's quite challenging for teachers to walk around in the classroom and just pinpoint what they need help to do. And especially when there are writing sessions where they write and develop several drafts of a paper, that's really time consuming for teachers. And there's also often many students in a classroom. So to sort of manage to walk around and help everyone is really challenging. So what we wanted to do in this project was to develop a design-based research initiative and develop a technology, what we call the e-technology, which is an essay assessment tool to support and foster students' writing skills, and also their assessment skills for how to deal with different types of feedback that this type of technology will give them individually. So here you can see the interface of the technology. This is the first prototype. So we partly developed this technology, and then we take it out in school to look at how students and teachers use this technology in real life settings. So what this article is about is that we started to look into the data when coming back from data collection period, and it became really evident that the students should not only identify the feedback the system gave them, they should also interpret it, and hopefully they would use at least some of it. So we asked 3 questions here. So we asked how the students identified and interpreted the feedback. Then we wanted to investigate how teachers facilitated this work. And finally, we wanted to see how students actually used the feedback to improve their different versions of the essays. So we have in this article 2 sets of interaction analysis where 4 students are sitting together and are sharing feedback they have got from it. Then we have developed some kind of frequency analysis where we both look at how many feedback the students have got from the EAT system, and then we follow up to see how they deal with that in each draft. So you will find that twice. It's repeated twice. So if you see here, it's the second draft and the final version that we are checking out. Okay, so the main findings in this article is that the students managed to identify individually tailored feedback given by the EAT system, EAT technology. They also managed to make interpretations of the feedback, and they managed to use some of the feedback to improve their text. But there are huge differences between the students, as in any other English classes, I guess. What is interesting, though, is that the teacher is crucial, and what many tend to say, also as some sort of naive interpretation of AI or other technologies, is that we don't need a teacher anymore. In this study, we definitely need a teacher. And the teacher does not get any more free time or more time to do other stuff. The students need as much follow-up as they usually do. The teacher is crucial to organize the activity, both to get the students started, to help them decide who of the 4 students are going to start the discussion first, share their feedback, and so on and so forth. The students also need the teacher to help them expand from general to specific. So they don't have the vocabulary to differentiate between, for example, different types of capitalization. So they talk about capitalization, but they can't really differ between if it's the first letter in a sentence, if it's nationality, if it's names, and so on and so forth. And they also mix feedback from different specification levels. So they, in the same sentence, more or less, they can talk about punctuation, missing comma before but, and so on and so forth. So it's a mix of grammatical feedback that they sort of put into one setting. So that's the teaser I've summed up with.
Okay, thank you, Ingeborg, for this case, interesting case. Any questions, comments?
Yes, it's just a technical question. Can I, please?
Yes, of course.
Ingeborg, I don't know if I missed in the beginning of your presentation, but how did you train EAT? How was it trained?
It's what you call it, NLP. How do you say that?
Yes, a large language model. Yes,
yeah,
I understand what model it was, but how was it trained for this purpose to really help these students? What kind of data sets did you use to train it?
I don't remember because I'm not the technology person.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I can't answer that. But I could send you an email explaining it if you like to.
Yes, it would be interesting because one of the big issues, if we just use something like what ChatGPT has around, it won't be customized and ready to get inside the class for this kind of exercise that you're sharing with us. So I suppose before getting this into the classroom, this model, of course, it's a large language model, a generative, it most probably was trained. It would be interesting to understand what were the training data sets, okay, for the students to really get some output as you shared with us. Thank you.
No, but I'll check it out for
you.
Yes, yes.
I think that the intervention by Ingeborg bring us back again to think about the role of the teacher. Okay, that was mentioned also by Gerard before. And here I have an opinion in the sense that, in my opinion, the teacher should not become just a manager that orchestrates the learning process, but actually it should become a sort of guide for the students and a critical guide on the use of any kind of artificial intelligence. The critical thinking was mentioned also before by Gerard, and I think that this is very important because if you have used or stimulated your students to use artificial intelligence-based programs, like, for example, ChatGPT, you certainly know that this kind of application may accelerate the capability of the students at a very low level. But then, if you will go a little bit further, you will see that actually if they are not analyzed, if the outcomes are not analyzed very critically, then they will bring to a reduction of creativity and also the potentiality of the students at high level. I mean, the outcomes of the generative artificial intelligence are never creative. They just can be, let's say, in bracket, creative within a given data set that is the base of data on which they have been trained. Okay. If you would like really to produce a new object, cultural object, then you should go behind and go back to the competences of the students, of the humans. So that's why the role of the teacher should be that of a critical guide in the use of artificial intelligence. That's my opinion.
Should I comment on that, or?
Yes, you can.
Okay. Yeah, I do agree, but it would be nice if we had classrooms where teachers could really have critical conversations with the students. And they also have that. And we also see some tendencies for that in our AI classroom. But at the same time, students need help in management. They need sort of help with trivial stuff. And I think that's part of being a student. And they are like 12, 13 years old. They're not used to have these writing sessions. Haven't used EAT and or other types of AI technologies for learning before, and they are quite new as English students, as English students. So there are lots of new things for them to deal with. So it would be great if they had just have really productive, engaging conversations. But that's I don't think we can expect that from teenagers, early teenagers.
In my, I give you sort of two simple examples. So when I came to the US and I gave student questionnaires, for years I spelled questionnaire with one N. And students never complained about that. And when then these, spelling correctors came along, I saw these little red twiddles. And so I explored the issue and found out that questionnaire is spelled with two N. And so as a summary statement, I would say that spelling correctors in some ways, because they provide me with feedback about erroneous behavior, have made me a better speller. Most people use it, and there are elaborate systems like Grammarly, which analyzes all the writing which we do. And I find, again, this very useful.
Our system is a little bit different than or Word, if you like that. We don't have these red lines alone. We try to make the students explain and understand and develop their knowledge about why is it right or why is it wrong. But I do agree with you. You can learn from these arrows as well.